What's up, everybody? Once again, it is time for Funko News. This edition of Funko News was recorded on June 15th, 2025. Starting off with figures that are available right now, this does include the BAM exclusive Ruben Sleeping. They actually have this listed on the website, but you can check for it in store as well. Everything else that you see here, these are common figures that you can check for at various retailers, and Funko.com has these items available. So this does include the latest wave of Naruto figures. We have the Sensei Pop, the latest Ouija Planchette Pop. We have the Freddie Mercury with Speech Bubble. There are the Bitty Pop arcades that you can check for. You see here that we have these horror mystery minis. They are mostly focusing on modern characters, but there are some classic Universal monsters there in the mix. We also have this spooky countdown calendar there with some pocket pops. We have the biker mice from Mars, and then we also have these pocket pops in these little coffins as well. So like I said, these are pretty easy to track down. You can go with Funko.com if you prefer. And focusing specifically on Funko.com, it seems like the Jumbo Chan Optimus Prime has sold out. Now I'm putting a question mark with this because I'm not really sure if all of them actually sold out or if Funko just went ahead and cut off the sale of them. That's not really clear, but regardless, if you look at the website, it says that they are sold out. Bond Forger with Flock Chase from Spy Family is still listed on the website right now. Now on Monday, June 16th, Hank on Lawnmower will become available. Of course, this is Hank from King of the Hill. I'm really looking forward to the revival of this series and checking that out. And as a matter of fact, Hulu just released another preview of that series. And then you see here coming soon to Funko.com are the translucent Raphael and the translucent Leonardo, of course, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Focusing now on this year's box of fun, it's going to be $85, and that should cover the shipping as well, because normally with Funko, if you spend $65 on the website, I think it is, you get the free shipping. So yeah, straight up $85 plus tax there, of course. That $85 is going to get you a limited edition soda and then 3 Freddy Funko Pops. At least they all should be Freddy Funko Pops. I think they're doing away with mascots this time. Notice they've also eliminated, like, you know, items that everybody is getting, I assume. There's nothing pictured here like bobbleheads, you know, Bitty Pops. We don't see those silhouettes going on. It just says the 4 items, the soda, and then the 3 figures. This is going to drop on June 26th. The actual time of day is not known just yet. Be patient. You know, when I learn that information, of course, I will share that. If not in a video, then in a community post. We also don't know right now whether or not it's going to allow you to order more than 1 box. I'm thinking it might be just 1, but you know, time will tell on that. We'll find out soon enough. Again, when I learn more information, I will share some other details about the box here. The piece count for the figures could be as low as 500 pieces and then up to 8,500 pieces. I'm really hoping there's variety with the soda, maybe even in terms of the counts, but again, that's information we just don't know right now. And this is very interesting here. There is a 1 in 50 chance of getting a Fun Days event box. So of course, people at the event, they get some very rare figures. 1 in 50 chance. I think that's very generous of Funko. I do appreciate that there, even if I don't look up and get one myself. I think that it's cool that they are doing that. Now with the actual limited edition event pops, they can be as low as 50 pieces and then up to 5,000 pieces. So definitely going to get something interesting if you look up and get one of those particular boxes. Now for people that are going to the event, I hope they're not upset about this, because of course when people go to the event, they still get some other rare Freddys beyond just the box, because they have like team events and they get chances to win there. So yeah, they're definitely going to get a lot more, and I think just being at the event is a cool experience. So again, I hope people that are going to the event are not too upset about that. I will keep my eyes and ears open, of course. Like I said, when I learn any more information about this box, of course I will share that with you all, but for right now, just remember $85 is the price, and the shipping will be covered along with that. That's the way it normally is with Funko.com when you spend that much. And then of course June 26th is the date. The box for the Magician's Assistant NFT redeemable pop has a misprint, and anybody that owns this pop, you can reach out to drop and they will get a replacement box to you. Of course, you see it's supposed to say Magician's Assistant. It says Nudgician's Assistant because it has that in there at the beginning, but at least they are taking care of this. I think this is a cool pop. I do like that character there from Beetlejuice. The Blacklight Freddy Funko as Star-Lord will be a Fun Days show only pop, and that is limited to 250 pieces. Now with the 1 in 50 chance with the home box, maybe this will show up somewhere for somebody, but we don't know that for sure right now. The specialty series exclusive Angel with Umbrella is available with various retailers. I know that Entertainment Earth has this listed, but there should be various retailers that you can get this from. The Dick's exclusive Joe Burrow, of course, from the Bengals, is available for pre-order, and that will ship sometime after July. The Pearlescent Raichu is coming soon to the Pokemon Center. Of course, when I have a better look at a better image of that particular pop, I will share that with you all. The Anime Expo exclusives will release on Funko.com for the US and Canada on July 3rd. I don't know the time of day right now for sure. When I learn more about that, of course, I will share that with you all. If you're outside of the US and Canada, I'm really not sure about the availability with these figures. If you're in Europe, of course, you have to check with Funko Europe to see if they become available there. Other people, maybe you want to check with something like Pop Culture. I'm not sure if they'll get these or not. That's an Australia-based company. But yeah, I'm just focusing right now with the US and Canada. July 3rd will be the drop date, and when I learn about the actual time of day, I will try to share that with you all. You see that the exclusives do include one from One Piece, one from Solo Leveling. We have 2 characters here from Jujutsu Kaisen. We have a new Kuromi. We have this one Yu-Gi-Oh exclusive, and then we also have this supersized pop of Godzilla from Godzilla -1. And I really do like the look of that Godzilla there, and I love that movie as well. I actually need to watch that again. But yeah, that's what I know right now about these figures. If I learn any additional information, I will try to update you all. I want to remind you all again that until June 30th, you can enter a sweepstakes on Funko.com, and you do have to be logged in for a Fun Days box. Of course, it's 100 points per entry, so you're using reward points there. 20 people are going to receive a home version of the box of fun, and 2 very lucky people will receive an event only box. So if you're interested in that sweepstakes, do make sure you go ahead and take care of that to enter. I'll remind you again that the Sensational Spider-Man and the Stitch on Surfboard, those are going to be summer convention exclusives. Funko has still not done the official reveals for the summer convention exclusives, so when that happens, I will try to share that information with you all. You see another summer convention exclusive here. We have here the Buccaneer Shadow figure that is going to be shared with Target. Some people are actually already finding this in Target locations, so if you're really interested in that pop, it wouldn't hurt to go check out your local Target to see if it's already there, and if it's not, don't stress over that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be readily available once the summer convention drop officially happens. And again, when I learn more information about the summer convention, I will share that. So the next NFT drop is a pretty interesting one in my opinion. We have the West Coast Avengers NFTs, and this drop will take place on June 24th. I do like the mix of characters here. I especially like that they actually mixed in some villains there. I think that's a cool looking Ultron, and of course this is not the first Ultron pop, but I do think that is a cool looking one there. You see we have Wonder Man in the mix. We got Claw as well there. I think that's pretty awesome. We also have here Freddy Funko as Hawkeye. So yeah, I really like this mix of characters, and I like that this Scarlet Witch as well. That's a pretty different looking Scarlet Witch from some of the other pops that we've seen. So you know, let me know what you think about this particular drop here. It's going to be interesting to see how well these actually sell. Getting now into some figures that you can go ahead and pre-order, and some of these items you may actually find in stores already. We have here the Sonic Mystery Minis, and I really like the look of that set. I could see going for some of those. We have some new Sonic plush and some new Sonic pins as well. We have here the 80th anniversary Barbie, and then we have the Mattel 80th anniversary Mystery Minis, which, like I pointed out to you all last time, I've already seen these in my local Five Belows, but they are common items. You can find these with various retailers. We also have here some new Power Rangers figures that you can pre-order here. We have the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, the Red Turbo Ranger, and the Red Zeo Ranger. Now with Loungefly, they have some new items available for pre-order. You can pre-order them directly with them on their website, or you can go like with Entertainment Earth as well as another option. There are some new Pokemon figures on the way that you can pre-order, including Slowpoke there. That's the one that really stands out to me. Very cute figure there. There's also a new Slurpee available with 7-Eleven. This is a Diamond Slurpee that is actually already showing up in some 7-Eleven locations. And we have some new Chainsaw Man figures on the way. Definitely like the look of these. We have Denji with Pochita. We have a new Power figure there. Very awesome with the effect going on with her. Really like this look of Aki there as well. So these are some pretty cool items. Again, all those are commons. We have the Pocket Pop there, Chainsaw Man as well, which is a common item. And then with Makima, she does have an Amazon exclusive that you can be on the lookout for to pre-order. Here we have the Emily in Paris figure. We also have these new Aerosmith figures. These had been rumored. Now we got to look at them here, of course, and they are up for pre-order. We have some new Office Pops. I don't know how people feel about these. I think it's cool that they did these and that they're all from the same episode, of course, focusing on the company Picnic. This was a kind of a sweet episode for Michael and Holly, and I love that there is a Michael and Holly 2-pack there. Of course, we also had Dwight, Kevin, and Meredith as well. Pretty funny one there for Meredith. So I like the look of these figures. I'm not really sure if I'm going to add them to my collection or not. If you're a fan of The Office, I definitely want to know what you think about these particular figures and what else would you like to see based on The Office. With Beetlejuice, we have Lydia Dietz with the Matlin house. I really love the look of her character there with the veil on, and she has the Chinese food box as well. Pretty cool looking pop there, and the actual house looks pretty cool too there. That's going to be nice in people's display if you have like a Beetlejuice display set up. You also see here, of course, some Beetlejuice mystery minis, which I'm definitely going for some of those. I really love the look of those and the way they decided to do these. They have the sandworm in there. They have the snake Beetlejuice. Just a great mix of figures. So I definitely see myself picking those up, and you'll see me unboxing those at some point here on the channel. Next up here, and I shared this list previously with you all, focusing on Tim Burton and the stop motion animation movies that he's been involved in. We have here Victor with Sparky from Frankenweenie. We have this really awesome Emily with butterflies from Corpse Bride. I am definitely adding that to my collection. And then we have this Kotor Jack Skellington and the Kotor Sally as well. Really love the look of those. Now, these particular figures here, I do want to point out though, you should be able to pre-order these beginning Wednesday, June 18th, and the same goes for some of the other items I'm about to show you here. I do remember checking out the Land Before Time movie as a kid. I wouldn't say I really had nostalgia for it though, even though I did enjoy it as a kid. It's not just something that, you know, really stuck with me so much, but I do think Funko did a good job with the character designs. I got to give them credit for that. These are some pretty cool looking pops. Next up here, we have the Tron Pops, and they are based, of course, on the original movie. I like the look of the Tron light cycle, especially. That's a pretty cool one there. Now, you see that there are some calendars on the way. We have the Disney Princess Advent Calendar, the Marvel Advent Calendar, and a Stitch Countdown Calendar as well. There are some additional images out there with these, but I know some people don't want to see too much of what's going to be inside, you know, as far as the figures are concerned. So that's why I just left those off. But you can, you know, look them up if you want to, and you'll probably come across them anyway once these actually do become available for pre-order. Next here, with Back to the Future, these rumors, they did pan out to be true. So we do have a Doc and Marty movie moment. I really like their surprised expressions there. And we got the spinning license plate there, of course, the flames. They did a pretty good job with this one here. And then we also have here Doc with Time Machine, which is pretty cool. Next up here, Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Again, this is a series I'm not personally familiar with, but I do like the designs here. I think they look pretty interesting. Funko usually does a good job with anime, and you notice here that there is a chase in the mix with these figures. There is a new Bruce Lee on the way, and this time I think Funko did a great job with the hair sculpt. I mean, I think all the Bruce Lee pops, you know, you can pretty much recognize them as Bruce Lee, but I think especially with this one, they really nailed the hair sculpt there. You see, we also have here Mariner Moose on the way, and then we have this really awesome Green Lantern comic cover. I'm not even a big Green Lantern fan, but I think they did a really good job with this particular comic cover. And the X-Men 97 pops, we got some more, and I think these are some really awesome designs. I really love the look of that Nightcrawler. We also have here Storm, Magneto. The Magneto one, I'm not super crazy about. I don't really like that particular look for Magneto. We do have here Jubilee, and she does have a chase. And then we also have Bastion here with the chase. That is a pretty crazy looking figure there. So I could see getting a couple of these. I think I will definitely skip on the Magneto, but overall, I like what Funko is doing with X-Men 97. Getting into the rumors here now, with Invincible, we could see Rexplode with a chase, and with that chase, I'm imagining that it's going to be battle damage. They could get really graphic with that if they wanted to with battle damage with this particular character, but I do like Rexplode. I really liked his arc on the series, the way that he went from being just a total jerk to redeeming himself in some ways, so definitely going to add Rexplode to my collection. Also a blood-splattered Omni-Man, which makes a lot of sense. With Batman Ninja, we could see Batman, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. I was really not crazy about that anime, but there is a follow-up on the way, Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, and I will check that out. The preview does make it look a little bit better than the first one, at least. With Star Wars impressions, and I think this is relating to those samurai designs that we've seen recently with some Star Wars characters. We could see Darth Maul, Boba Fett, and a Stormtrooper. We could see a metallic Ultraman. With Sonic the Hedgehog, we could see Amy Rose with a chase, Mighty the Armadillo, and side note here, I have not searched anything about armadillos recently. I don't know, algorithms are so weird sometimes. All of a sudden, I'm being shown like armadillo videos for some reason. It's weird. But anyway, Fang the Hunter, and then also a Mecha Sonic figure, another Mecha Sonic. I think they already did one previously, but a new Mecha Sonic, I believe. With Winnie the Pooh, we could see him with Balloon, him sleeping, and him in his nook. Muppet Babies. I was a big fan of Muppet Babies as a kid, so they might get me with nostalgia with these figures here. We could get Kermit, Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, and Ralph. With Goofy, we could see different variants of him from different time periods, a 1932 one, 1944, 1963, 92, and 2019. With Pop Pets, yes, it looks like they're bringing back Pop Pets. We could see a Corgi, and I love Corgis. Now, that is a video that I do search. I do check out Corgi videos. I think they're so cute, and I would like to actually have one as a pet someday. Also, Golden Retriever, Yorkshire Terrier, Persian Cat, and a Sphinx Cat. If you are, you know, a pet lover, dog and cat lover, definitely support these pops. I really would like them to keep this line going. With Has Been Hotel, we could get several characters, including Charlie with Chase. I've only watched, I think, one episode of this series. It didn't really grab me. Let me know if you are a Has Been Hotel fan. And you see that there is going to be a full wave of figures. It's interesting that each one of the figures here actually does have a Chase variant, if this does pan out to be true. With Sanrio, it seems like they're going to have a K-pop line, of course, featuring Hello Kitty and several other characters. They are listed here on the screen, including Deluxe Little Twin Stars. I'm not familiar with them at all, but that appears to be part of this upcoming wave. Focusing on some more rumors here, with The Last of Us, we could see Joel, Ellie, Tommy, and Clicker. Now, of course, there have already been Last of Us figures, but they were based directly on the game. Maybe these will be based on the series. I'm not really sure right now. You know, we'll see what happens with that. We definitely have not had Tommy before as a pop, you know, so we'll see how that pans out. It would be really awesome, whether it's based on the game or the show, if they actually did a bloater. I would love to see that as a pop figure, and there's some other characters they could do as well. We'll see what happens though. With Silent Hill, we could get James Sunderland, Heather Mason, Robbie the Rabbit, and a nurse as well. That'd be cool to see. With Harry Potter, a full new wave could be on the way, including Harry Potter himself, of course, Neville Longbottom. I'm not going to butcher some of these names. I'm going to be careful about that, but you can look and see here some of the other characters that will be in the mix. Snape with Patronus, I think that's one that a lot of people will be interested in. I definitely want to point that one out. But like I said, some of these names I'm not 100% familiar with, so just make sure you check out the list here on the screen. Same thing goes with Lord of the Rings. I don't know how to say all these names. Of course, I mean, there's a new Boromir on the way, but beyond that, I'm not familiar with some of these characters, so do make sure that you are actually looking at the list on the screen. We could see an Exorcist VHS cover. I feel like that had been rumored previously, and maybe this is a rumor that just came back around, or maybe I'm misremembering, but regardless, the Exorcist VHS cover could be on the way. With Alien versus Predator, we could see the Pred Alien, which I was never really crazy about that design, but we'll see how it looks as a Funko Pop. Also, a wolf with Chase and a bull as well. With Bridesmaids, we could get at least Annie and Megan. Michael Jackson Beat It. I'm definitely going to add that to my collection. There's no question about that. A new Britney Spears pop on the way, and I'm not even going to say the title, but you see what it's based on here, and that'll be her with a speech bubble. That'll be interesting to see. With NBA Pops, we could get a three-peat Michael Jordan, and I think this would be based around that famous photograph of him where he has the hat on and he's kind of hugging the trophy. I think that's what it's going to focus on, but we'll see if that pans out. Also, a Lakers Luka as well. I think that could be popular. We got two other players here as well, so do make sure, again, like I said, you're checking out the screen for the full list with these. To wrap things up here, focusing on anime, we could see some Demon Slayer pops focused on this particular art style here. I think it's Sumi Ink Deco Ink Wash painting style. Very long title there, but we'll see what that's all about. This would include Tanjiro, Nezuko, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Rengoku. With Dragon Ball, we could see a Gohan versus Cell build a scene with a deluxe Cell and a Gohan moment. I'm not sure if that's how that's going to work out. We'll see what that looks like though, if this pans out. And then finally here, I'm not familiar with this franchise. Mashal, I guess is how you say the name there. Magic and Muscles. I think that's a funny subtitle there, but we could get Mash, Finn, Lemon, and Dot with Chase. So, you know, all these rumors here, of course, when we learn more about them, you know, if I learn more about them, I'll try to share that information. I think most of this will pan out to be accurate, but we know rumors don't always pan out, you know, so we'll give it time. We'll see what happens with that. Thank you all so much for taking the time to check this out. Please do not forget to drop a like. It does matter. It helps out this series, and I am watching the numbers very closely right now. You know, I want to make sure that if I'm putting the time into this, that it is worth the time. And so far I feel all right doing the videos. You know, I feel comfortable doing them, but I do want to see, you know, the feedback as well. The engagement is where it needs to be as well. So do make sure that you like the video, make sure that you share the video as well, you know, really help to push these videos out there. Thank you all so much for taking the time to check it out, and I will talk to you all again real soon.